Hey everybody, this is Roll Hunter, and I managed to scrape together 50 rolls of dimes, so we're gonna have a dime hunt. Hey everybody, this is James, and you're watching my channel, Roll Hunter. That's right, I got 50 rolls of dimes. It's been harder for me to get dimes in particular. Why dimes? I don't really know. But I had to space these out over a couple of weeks and at a couple different banks, a few different banks actually, to get 50 rolls. But I got 50 rolls. It looks like we're going to get some interesting things. I can see a bunch of US edges in here. Normally I don't like to get the bank wrapped rolls, but if you can see this one here, that's a 2022. I think this might be a whole roll of 2022. Now I don't have a 2022 dime yet. I haven't found one. It usually is later in the year when they are in circulation. But I'm going to think twice about opening that up. I might just leave it intact as it is right now, hold on to it, and maybe I'll get a 2022 and the rest of the things here. What, of course, we might be looking for, well, I'll see if we've got some Americans that I don't have. That'll be cool, but we'd certainly want to find some silver. Maybe we'll find some low mint. Maybe we'll find some errors. A blank planchet, an off-center strike, anything cool. That would be really awesome. But I figure we'll get started in this bundle here with these clear wrappers and see what we've got. We know we're going to get some US ones in there. So right off the bat, the ender here, or the second coin, is going to be an older American 75, pretty worn. And there are a few more. And this one almost has the look of silver, but I don't think so. And it's a 1966. So not silver, just a grungy old US dime. So we ended up with 5 US dimes in total in that roll, including this really nice looking 1989 from Philadelphia. One thing that I note is that the rim on this is very wide. It almost looks like it's got a line in the middle. That could just be between the clad layer and the copper in the clad, but I'm going to take a closer look. It just seems really thick. It's definitely a Philadelphia, but it just seems a little unusual. I might weigh it up too. So I threw that on the scale. It's coming up as 2.30 grams. The listed weight is 2.268, so I think that's well within tolerance. So it's probably just a really well-preserved 1989 Philadelphia that'll probably fill a hole or upgrade my own collection. Roll number 2, we got a 68, so we got to check it to see if it could be silver. It's a transition year, and that clearly is not silver, but it's not a bad looking 1968 and compared to what we would normally find, but it's got some scratches across the obverse, so it's not a keeper. We want to look for one that's nicer than that yet. Same roll and a couple of US dimes back to back, this 1980 Philadelphia and then a 2002 Denver. Roll number 3, and we're going to have a really nice 1980s dime. Check out this 1985 right here. That is in spectacular condition. I'm going to be really careful. And yeah, that is essentially in a mint state. That is definitely a keeper. We're also finding some gorgeous 2020s in this roll as well. Look at that. Just beautiful. And I was just putting back the discards in this roll number 3, and I almost missed this blue nose under sail because it's the same obverse as all the other years, and I just missed this one. This is nice and shiny. I will set that aside as a find for sure. Just cracked into roll number 5, laid it down, and can you see what I see? I see a little bit of color peeking at me. There is a 2021 color blue nose dime. Great find. Same roll, and we're going to get the trifecta because I've got the double date 2021 blue nose here. I'm not holding on to these any longer because I have a whole bunch of them, and I think they're pretty common. And right behind it is the non-color 2021. So we have all 3 in the same roll, and just look at how gorgeous that coin is, though. The way the light just reflects off of the water. It really does create the feel of motion. You can just imagine that boat actually sailing under sail, behind the wind, or in front of the wind, just as it is on here. And just a little further back, we've got another one. And just at the end of the roll, that's our 3rd color so far. Really interesting because a little while ago I did a poll. I just pulled it up here, asking people if you could only pick one kind of coin to hunt, what would you pick? So what's your favorite? 96 votes only 4% said dimes. And I'd say would have had to agree with that. Dimes are hard to read, they're small, and there's often not a lot to find. But these 2021, the color and the non-color, have made dimes a little more fun again, or at least a little more fun than they were. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Roll number 6, and we'll have a pretty nice 1979. It's uncommon to get a 70s dime quite in this good of shape. Roll number 9 is going to have our 9th US dime. It's a 1990 Philadelphia. Just getting it a roll number 11, and we've got our first 2022 dime of the year. And so I'll set this aside. It means that I'll at least have one. If I get more, I can pick the best one for my collection. I think it also means that I don't need to open up this, what is probably a mint wrapped roll of 2022s. I think I'll leave that as it is and hold on to that for now, because I can put this one in a flip and add it to my collection. Roll 14, and we found a gorgeous 1973. That's a nice one. Roll 15, we've got another 1968. I can already tell that it's going to be nickel, and we can prove it by throwing it on that magnet. But right behind it is another US dime, and this one looks nice and shiny. Oh, it's a beautiful 2007 Denver. Very end of the roll, and there is another 2021 Blue Nose under sale. Roll 15, we got a 1980 under the scope. Always looking to see if we can find the elusive narrow date. This is the wide date, and the best way to tell is that the 9 curves up. The narrow date, the 9 is finer and stays pointing down. Roll 17, we've got our second oldest US dime of the hunt. It's a 1968 out of Denver. And I was pretty sure I saw an American edge a little further back. We may as well take a peek and see what we've got. This one's going to be newer for sure. It looks to be in really nice condition. Again, it's a nice one. It's a 2018 Denver. Roll number 19, and I found a bunch of those 2021 double dates, but I'm bringing you in because we got another Blue Nose under sale. Same roll, we got a nice early 90s. There is a 91. We don't see that one too often. Same roll, and we have found a key date dime. That is the 1970. That is low mintage. It's been circulated, but that's one we don't find very often. It's actually not in terrible shape. We'll take that one any day of the week. Just doing a quick edge check of roll 21, we can see we're going to have at least a few American dimes in here. You can see those copper edges. I always like to see if we're going to find any silver by the edges. What you can see in here is that there are some edges that are brighter than others. Like there's one next to a silver here. Usually I find if they don't have that white silver look or a very dirty, maybe tarnished look, they're usually a 90s dime. Just something about the finish of them was a little bit brighter or different. We'll find out. Well, I was definitely right about that. This is the third US dime here, but look at that brilliant 1992 right in front of it. That was that very bright silver edge that we saw. And our third US diamond here is going to be a 1987 Philadelphia, and it's going to join a 1971 Denver and a 1983 Denver. Roll 24, and an edge check here tells me we're going to have something interesting, but just by the look of it, I don't think it's tarnished. I think we've just got a filthy coin. It looks like it's actually got debris on it, so we'll find out soon enough. Sure enough, there's one we don't really want to have to touch. I'm just going to try to nudge it out of the way. Roll 24, and there is a 2017 Wings of Peace. That's a nice one for sure. Roll 27, and I think we are going to have a foreign in here. I see an edge. It's a little thicker, and the reading is a little bit different, so we'll see what that is. Okay, we'll see if we can find it in here. There it is. Let's see what we got. Bermuda, Elizabeth II. 10 cents from 1996. That is a cool one. Not one we would see every day in a dime roll here. We're all the way in roll number 39, and things have slowed down considerably. I haven't found anything in the last number of rolls. Open this one up, and it looks like we're at least going to have a few Americans all back to back, but I'll see if there's anything else in here. Well, nothing so far in that roll, but we're at those US. We've got an 87p, a 72, and what's this one? Looks like older as well. A 72 Denver. And just a couple coins back, one more for good measure, 2001 Philadelphia. Roll number 42, we're going to have a find. We've got, well, a bright and shiny here. And right behind that, we've got color, another 2021 color. Just gorgeous. Same roll, we got another 68, and you know we got to check it with the magnet. And I've lost my regular milk bag opener magnet, so I'm using this one here, which I don't like to use because it's really powerful, and I don't want to scratch up coins, obviously. But I do have something special coming from fellow YouTuber Walker Magnet, so we'll see when that gets in the mail. I should have something nice to show you. Roll 48, and we have found our second low mint 1970. It's pretty well circulated, as you might expect, but that is our second 1970. Unfortunately, really scratched up. Not a keeper, but that is our second of the hunt. We are down to roll number 50, our last chance for silver. We've had first roll silver before, but we haven't had last roll silver, so if we did, that would be great. There's an older Elizabeth at the end of this roll here, but it's not silver, so we'll see what we got. Well, edge check tells me we're not going to find silver this time, and all the coloring is pretty uniform, so I'm thinking this might be all modern coins. Our best bet might be to see if we can get another color dime. And I might be wrong about this roll. This first one is a really nice 1998. I always check it to see if it's got the Winnipeg mint mark, the W, and it doesn't, but right behind it is a 91, and I think what we're going to get is a whole roll of 1990s. And I'm going to see if we've got, there's a 96. You can see that crowned portrait. That's a 95. It looks like we might have some older stuff. There's a 79. And this has an interesting color. It's a 1960 something. I'm sure it's a 68. We'll check it against the magnet. And it's definitely not silver. But there might be some nice things in here after all. Same roll. There's a nice 1989. Still going, a nice 97. And just towards the end, a really nice 1998. That's probably going to be our last find here. So that's it for our box of dimes, and I've arranged all the finds here. We'll take you through it. We ended up getting 28 US dimes. We got a lot at the beginning, and then the last half of the box, we really didn't get very many more. I thought we might end up with a full roll, but we didn't. We did get a foreign. We got that 1996 10 cents from Bermuda. Really cool. We did get some of the new 2021s. We got 6 of the Blue Nose Under Sale non-color and 4 of the colorized ones. And we did get our first 2022s. I got, I think, 4 or 5 of them loose here. I'm going to look through for the best one. But we also got what I think is a full roll right from the mint of 2022s. I'm not going to open that up. I'm going to leave it sealed as it is right now. We got some other stuff too. We got a couple of low mint 1970s. We don't find those very often, so that's cool. I couldn't help myself. I picked out a really nice 2020 and a really nice 2019. We were just going through so many of them, and so many of them were really nice. And then we got a whole bunch, some from the 70s and the 80s, and a whole stack of 90s that almost all came from that last roll that I'll just put away in my rolls. And a couple of others that I thought looked really nice there, the commemoratives, the 2001 and the 2017. So that is it for dimes. I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give it a like. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, Catroll Hunter, please do that. Hit the notification bell so you can see when I have videos coming out. I have videos coming out all the time. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. We'll see you again next time.